Testing, testing, testing. Test 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Testing. 6, 7.
Okay.
Awesome.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to WMUC Sports. I'm Noah Ghelli here with Kari McKenna, and today we have a Big Ten matchup between Maryland and Michigan in women's soccer. Starting lineups for Michigan: Sophie Homan in goal, Lily Bosley playing midfield, Callie Burrell playing forward, Campbell Jewell playing defense, Elle Irvin playing forward, Ella Jablinski playing forward, Gabrielle Pritch playing midfield, Vicky Jones in midfield, Ellie Fife on defense, Jenna Lang at forward, and Anaya League at defense. And for Maryland, we have, give me a minute, we have Mia Mitchell playing defense, we Kelsey Smith forward, Emily Lenhard midfield, Lisa McIntyre forward/midfield, Delaney DiMartino forward, Ava Morales forward, Ava Mowry forward, Alyssa Aberson on defense, Tahira Turns-Morales on defense, Tara Raybone on defense, and Faith Lucky in goal. Now, for Maryland, they are coming off of 5 straight losses after winning their first 2 conference games. What do you think they have to do to get back on track here against a Michigan team that has had mixed results this season?
I think it might be a really tough game for them, but they have not played Michigan in 2 years now. It is just over 2 years, but that last game in 2023 was a loss 0-4. So I'm sure they're coming back pretty heated and well prepared for this game.
Yeah, and they've gotten a new coach since that last matchup, but Maryland 1-9 all time against Michigan, the only win coming in 2022. So Maryland will look to kind of change the tide of their program here with beating a really good Big Ten team. For Michigan, they're coming off a tie against Indiana, a team that Maryland beat earlier in the year, and they are a little above Maryland in the standings. They're 2-3-3 in Big Ten play, while Maryland is just 2-5, or 2-6 rather. So a little different seasons they've had so far. Michigan a little bit improved, but both teams have 17 goals each. So should be a good game here under the lights on a beautiful night out in College Park. And so what do you think the keys for the game for Maryland will be?
That's a good question, Noah. I would say Maryland would like to keep their save percentage higher than Michigan's. Right now, it is at 77%, while Michigan is at 73%. So I'm sure their goalie is feeling a lot of pressure to keep that percentage high.
Yeah, Faith Lucky has had a lot of big stops for Maryland this year, kept them in a lot of games, and she's coming off of a career performance where she made 10 saves, which is the most of her career in any game. Now we are getting ready to get underway as Maryland will take the kickoff and start with the ball here. And Maryland will try to look to get Kelsey Smith involved. She is tied for the lead in goals with Ava Morales with 4. And Smith has been one of their best offensive players all year. So we'll see if they can get her going early. Now the kick is off, and Maryland will try to work it to the outside, give it to Morales. Morales gets it to DiMartino, who swings it all the way back down, and Turns-Morales has it. Turns-Morales kicks it to Faith Lucky in goal, who fires it up the field towards the midfield, but it is headed away by a Michigan defender. Now a throw-in for Maryland. Already some interesting defense for Michigan and Maryland. Maryland's been taking their time on possession. And they will throw it in now. And it'll get quickly knocked out of bounds. DiMartino was the intended target on the pass. But now the throw-in will be taken. And they get it into Morales. Morales, again, Maryland trying to work it out of the sidelines, but Michigan is not letting them. Maryland with another throw-in. They get it into Kelsey Smith. Kelsey Smith tries to turn upfield, and it is taken away by a Michigan defender. That was Lily Bosley, the junior midfielder. Michigan now with their first possession of the game. Campbell Jewell has it on the left side. Jewell looking and passes it up to Jenna Lang. Jenna Lang is a team captain for Michigan this year. pass is intercepted by Ava Morales. Now Maryland will work it up with Emily Lenhard in midfield, but they will play it back to Turnage Morales. Very conservative play so far. Now we'll see if they can get something going on offense as they swing it up the left side. McKinley Haven, or not McKinley Haven, Tara Raybone takes it, sorry. And is played. Michigan takes it away. Now Michigan plays it up to Ella Jablinski. Jablinski tries to play it into the box and is scooped up by Faith Lucky. Now Maryland will go back on the attack. Work it up to Raybone off the right side. Raybone tries to find Lisa McIntyre, but is unable to, and Michigan regains possession on the Maryland side of the field. It's Campbell Jewell tries to get it, but her pass is taken away, and now Taryn Raybone has it, but she loses it out of bounds. Very hectic right now for Maryland. What do you think they have to do to try to focus up and keep possession on the Michigan side?
They definitely need to work on getting that ball back down to their side of the field. I'm sure Faith Lucky is feeling a lot of pressure right now, especially because she did not play in that 2023 game, the last time Maryland was against Michigan. And the ball is entering their circle right now.
Yeah. And Michigan scores. They were able to take it up the right side, and they kicked it into the box. And early already, it is a lead for Michigan.
Only 3 minutes into the game.
Just very quick. You know, Maryland's defense had been playing fine, but they gave up possession, and Michigan was able to capitalize. 2 minutes and 48 seconds into the game. The goal was scored by, I believe that was Lily Bosley, I believe. We'll make sure to get a confirmation on that, but Michigan already with the quick goal, jumping out to a big lead. It was Vicky Jones with the goal. So
that
Vicky
is her
Jones,
first goal of the
that
season.
is Maryland, or a midfielder from California. So found herself to Michigan, and already with an impact. Now Michigan is down, or Maryland is down 1-0. And for a team like Michigan, they're really a second-half team. Most of their goals have came in the second half. So Maryland will really have to fight in this one if they want to come away with a win. What did you see there on that goal that led to the Michigan 1-0 lead?
That ball came in from the left wing of the field, and it got straight into the circle, leaving with a goal on the right corner of the net. And they are already making the right back down near Faith Lucky. Yeah,
and on that goal there, it seemed like there was some deflections in the box, and Faith Lucky was not able to. She kind of lost where the ball was going. I think it deflected off somebody into the net. Now, Maryland will get the ball. They'll try to work it into the midfield, but the pass to Ava Morales overshoots her, and Michigan will take it back now. They'll work it around. Campbell Jewell has it on the left side. Jewell fired up to the midfield, and the pass is received. Now it's up the left side to Jenna Lang. Jenna Lang on the left side. This is the same spot where Michigan was able to score from last time. Lang makes a miss, fires it into the box, but is unable to. No one is there, and Faith Lucky corrals it. Michigan's really trying to use the left side of the field right now. Now Maryland will toss it in. Is Kelsey Smith with the ball. Smith tries to take on a defender, but loses it out of bounds, and Michigan will retain possession. Maryland's offense seems kind of frantic right now.
They definitely are. She really tried to bring that ball right up the sideline, but they seem a bit too flustered from that first quick goal to be doing so smoothly.
Yeah, and Maryland isn't really a high-powered offense. They've only scored 1 goal in the 5-game losing streak, so I'm sure it's a little bit of a shell shock to fall down 1-0 so early and have to claw back already with just under 40 minutes to go in the first half. Now, Michigan will get the throw in. DiMartino throws it up, and it is knocked out of bounds. So Maryland will regain possession. DiMartino will throw it again on the left side. She's looking for Ava Morales, doesn't find her, gets it to Kelsey Smith. Kelsey Smith passes it back to DiMartino, then gets it right back herself. Tries to take on a defender, is able to, works around the left side, and fires it into the box for Raybone. Raybone kicks it, but it is away from the net. Though some offense there for Maryland, really their first attack of the game.
Yeah, that was definitely their first attempt and close shot on goal. So maybe that energy will be kept up for the rest of the first half.
Now, Michigan will get a goal kick. Sophie Homan is the goalkeeper for the Wolverines. Michigan seems to be looking to fire it up down the field. Homan's kick makes about way to the Maryland logo at center field, but is corralled by Ava Morales. Morales works.
Header as well.
Yeah, a nice header there by Morales, one of Maryland's best players in the midfield. DiMartino now passes it back to Faith Lucky. Faith Lucky corrals it, sends it up to Morales, who's been playing both on offense and defense in the midfield right now. But Morales has held the ball for Maryland most of the way. Fires it up the left side, and the ball is deflected. Kelsey Smith has it now, taking up the middle of the field. Kelsey Smith tries to take on a defender, is able to get past her, kick it in the box, and it is deflected out. She was looking to get it to Taryn Raybone there, but was unable to. Now Ava Morales has it again, gives it to Kelsey Smith in the box. Smith looks to make something happen, dribbles to the left, fires it in, and is knocked out of bounds for a corner kick. Now, Maryland already with a corner kick in this game. They're dead last in the Big Ten in corner kicks. So this is a good change on their offense, and has really been helped by Kelsey Smith so far in this game.
Yeah, you can tell that she is meant to be an offender, as she has a lot of speed carrying the ball up that field, despite having multiple defenders on her at all times.
Yeah, and now Emily Lenhard will take the corner kick for the Terrapins. She fires it into the box, and it is headed out by Michigan. That was Vicky Jones, the goal scorer. Morales corrals it now and is working it back outside. Now Maryland has possession again. Mia Mitchell fires it up the field looking for Kelsey Smith, but the pass is too far out of bounds. You can really tell Maryland's trying to get Kelsey Smith the ball as much as possible here.
Yeah, you can tell they are expecting her to score at some point during this game, and I think that's their best bet.
Yeah, Kelsey Smith, 4 goals on the year, 1 against Lehigh, 2 against St. Francis, and then a goal in one of their 2 Big Ten wins against Indiana, a team that Michigan just played and tied, so that is something in the Terps' favor. Now, again, off the throw-in, Michigan tries to get in, but is unable to. Turns Morales has it now, works it outside to Mia Mitchell. Mia Mitchell gives it back to Turnage Morales. Turnage Morales gives it back to Mia Mitchell. And then Mitchell takes it up the right sideline, gives it to Raybone. Raybone slips as she's handling the ball and loses possession. It is taken away by Campbell Jewell. Now Jewell fires it upfield, trying to find, that was Elle Irvine, Michigan's point leader, but was unable to get it to her as Turnage Morales took it away. 36 minutes to go now in the first half. The Terps fired it up the field, but again intercepted. Lily Bosley has it now. Bosley works it back, and it is played back to the Michigan goalkeeper, Sophie Homan. You can tell Michigan's trying to really send the ball up to their forwards and try to make something happen there. What do you think the Terps have to do to kind of deny that and keep the ball on offense?
I think they need to keep up with their speed for sure the entirety of the game, since the ball is already back near Faith Lucky right now. It's not looking too good. I think their defense needs to make sure they're protecting their goalie at all costs.
Yeah, and the Maryland defense has struggled at times this year, so they're going to have to really keep it up and protect Faith Lucky, who is one of their better players in goal. She's had a good season, but obviously as a goalkeeper, you need your defense to step up. Michigan plays it into the box again. Faith Lucky's unable to get there, but is headed up and over the net. And that was, we'll see who that was. That was number 6 or 26. That was Jenna Lang, the midfielder, the senior from Columbus, Indiana. Now Faith Lucky will take the goal kick. Will try to work the ball up the field as she sends it towards the right side, but it rolls out of bounds harmlessly. Trying to get to Lisa McIntyre, but the ball got past her and she was unable to handle it. Now Michigan will try to do something again on offense. They play the ball up to Elle Irvine, who's unable to corral it. Kelsey Smith tries to get it, but is taken away and is played back to the Michigan defense. Campbell Jewell takes it up the left side now, and her pass is deflected, taken away by McIntyre, and is played back to Mia Mitchell. Mia Mitchell plays it up to Kelsey Smith in the middle, does a turn upfield, tries to take it herself, is unable to, tries to swing it back, but the pass is taken away. And after Michigan loses the ball out of bounds, Maryland will gain possession. A lot of hectic midfield play going on right now.
Yes, there is. The ball has already gone out of bounds a few times on the left side of the field. Maryland is trying to send it back up, and you can tell that Kelsey Smith is the center of that attempt, but it is not working too well for them.
Yeah, Turnage Morales now has it at center back, plays it to Mia Mitchell. Mitchell takes up the right side, looks for someone to pass to, finds Kelsey Smith. Smith tries to take it. Elle Irvine, the forward on her, tries to play it up to Taryn Raybone, but is unable to. And now Michigan is back on the attack. It is Jenna Lang taking it. Lang looks for someone to pass to, fires it across the field, but is knocked away. That was Alyssa Abramson. And now Maryland will look to get something going. Playing it upfield to McIntyre. Now Ava Morales has it. Ava Morales passes it across the field, right side of the field with Mia Mitchell. Mitchell looks for somebody, has Kelsey Smith on the right side. Kelsey Smith gets past the defender, takes it up the right side, is into the box, looks for options, is able to kick it in the box, and Lisa McIntyre kicks it into the box, but is deflected away. Now the ball is taken away by Michigan and up the field. It looked like there possibly could have been a handball there, but it went uncalled after the ball was deflected off of the shot from Lisa McIntyre.
Kelsey Smith also could have been very close to getting her 5th goal of the season. Her stats are no easy feat right now, but she was wide open with that goalkeeper.
Yeah, Kelsey Smith had a chance, tried to cut it back and pass it into the box towards her teammates, but the pass, while it found McIntyre, it was deflected out of bounds. And now, after a foul, we are in a review, so the rest will talk it over. And we can talk over, what do you think Maryland has to do to capitalize on these opportunities that Kelsey Smith has been creating for them on offense?
I think Maryland has created a lot of great passes and gotten the ball back from Michigan, but they seem to be losing it very quickly. They have some clean plays, but you can tell they're still just a little bit too frantic to keep that ball and get it all the way down the field.
Yeah, and Kelsey Smith has done a great job taking on the defense, but sometimes she's on an island and there aren't enough Maryland players to help her out when she gets down there. And she tries to find someone in the box, but there are just too many Michigan players compared to Maryland players, and they're unable to capitalize. We are 32 minutes remaining in the first half, just under 12 and a half minutes into the game, and Michigan leads 1-0. So Maryland will have to fight from behind, something that they have not been able to do that much this year. However, they did fall behind 1-0 against Indiana and were able to take a 2-1 defeat, or a 2-1 victory, defeating Indiana for their first Big Ten win of the season. So maybe they have a repeat of that here against Michigan.
Yes, it's definitely still very early. They could easily turn this game around, and I think it's just a matter of whether they play their cards right and keep up their energy throughout the game, because they could also have a repeat of their 0-4 loss in 2023.
Yeah, they do have to keep the pressure on because this Michigan offense can get on the attack very quickly, as we saw early in the game, as they scored with 2 minutes and 48 seconds gone in the first half. Michigan will take the ball now after the review. There was no foul called. So now they will work it up the sideline. They try to get it to Ella Jablinski, and she looks to outrun Alyssa Abramson, but is unable to. And the ball is kicked out of bounds by Abramson, giving Michigan their first corner kick of the game. Now we'll see if Michigan is able to do anything on their corner kick. Maryland was unable to capitalize on theirs earlier.
But this definitely has potential for Michigan's second goal of the game.
It does. And it is Gabrielle Pritch taking the corner. We'll see what they can do here. Is fired into the box, a high kick, and Elle Irvine goes for the header, is unable to, and then another header is sent towards Faith Lucky, but she was able to corral it, not allowing a goal there. It was Vicky Jones, the previous goal scorer, who headed the ball on target towards Lucky, but Lucky was able to make the save. Now she will boot it up the field, and it'll pass every Maryland player, but after it got headed by a Michigan defender, Anaya League, Maryland retains possession. Mia Mitchell plays it back down to Faith Lucky, and we'll see if Lucky can facilitate some offense here. She'll play it out to Turnage Morales, who will make her way slowly upfield, taking all the space given to her. Alyssa Abramson has it now, plays it to Ava Morales. Morales sends it up the field, looking for an attacker. That was Eva Mowry she was targeting, but was unable to get it to her. Kelsey Smith retained possession and tried to take it upfield, but it was taken away. And now, after a kick from Michigan, Maryland will have it. Ava Morales plays it to DiMartino. DiMartino back to Morales. Morales plays it up the field to Mowry. Mowry is unable to corral it, and Michigan maintained possession. A lot of turnovers here from the Maryland offense.
There are a lot of turnovers, and Maryland has had a lot of strong kicks that get the ball across the field. However, they're not getting to offensive players that are down ready to receive that ball. They're just ending up in Michigan's hands over and over again.
Yeah, and that's something they're going to have to change if they want to be able to come back in this game, as they need to retain possession. But Michigan now has it on the left side. Jenna Lang looks to create something in the box, fires it in the play, and it is kicked. And let's see what they call. It seems to be a corner kick for Michigan. It was batted out by the Maryland defense after the ball was intended towards Elle Irvin, Michigan's point leader and joint goal leader. But they were unable to find it to her, and now Michigan will take their second goal kick of the game. Or corner kick, rather, sorry. We'll see if they can have better luck on this one than the first. The ball is sent into the box. It's a high kick, and Faith Lucky is able to corral it without much damage. Lucky now rolls it out. It is Morales takes it up from her own goal, plays it to DiMartino. DiMartino looks for options, just plays it back down to Abramson. Abramson gives it to Smith. Smith to DiMartino. And Maryland's working the ball up well here. See if they can keep it going. The ball is given to Kelsey Smith. Kelsey Smith makes look something happen. Dribbles past people. Gets it to DiMartino. DiMartino plays it up to Kelsey Smith. But the ball is taken away, but a foul is called. So Maryland will get a free kick here, right just above the goal box from the left side. So we'll see if they can get it near the sideline.
It seems that most of Maryland's action is a result of Kelsey Smith.
Yeah, she's really been the engine for this offense so far. So we'll see if she can keep that going. But that's kind of been a theme for the whole season. So I think they will try to keep that up throughout the rest of the game, as she's been able to take on these Michigan defenders. Now, the ball will be played into the box, and it is taken away by Sophie Homan. She was able to catch the ball and limit the threat from Maryland. Homan now waiting for her team to get back down the field, taking her time, kicking the ball in, and she will roll it, and then looking for options. No options available, so she'll just fire it all the way up the field, and it is found a Michigan player. Michigan now working up the right sideline. Ball is kicked in towards Elle Irvin, but Faith Lucky is able to make the stop. A diving play there to keep the ball away from the Michigan striker.
Faith is surely showing her strength in goal right now. She was in the top 25 top drawer soccer national goalkeeper positional ranking, and she has saved every goal besides one so far, every shot besides one.
Yeah, she was a highly touted prospect and is a big part of this young Maryland team that's kind of a part of a rebuild right now. And she's been great so far this year, limiting the chances from Michigan. Now Maryland will try to create some chances of their own as they have the ball on their own side of the field. It's Turnage Morales, plays it out to Abramson, and Abramson gives it right back to Turnage Morales. They're really working it around the defenders, trying to find a place to attack. Turnage Morales, about midfield, plays it back down to Abramson. Abramson gets it to Morales, who will dribble it down and look to play it back.
They seem to
Now,
be taking their time with that ball instead of setting it up the field.
yeah, they're playing a lot more conservative right now, really trying to work the angles, get something going. Now is played all the way back to Faith Lucky in goal. We'll see. Lucky gives it out to Abramson. Abramson gives it to Morales, and Morales will try to make something happen by firing it up to Kelsey Smith. Smith tries to crowd the ball, but is taken away, and now Michigan will go on the attack here. Play it to Campbell Jewell. Jewell fires it up the field, but the Michigan player slips after the intended pass, and that gives Lisa McIntyre some room to operate. McIntyre is bumped and taken down by Jewell, and a free kick for Maryland. Mia Mitchell will take it and just kick it back to Turnish Morales as the Terps keep going with their conservative offense right now, trying not to make any mistakes that could lead to a second goal for Michigan. Abramson now takes it up the field, tries to play it to McIntyre, but is too far, and Doman corrals it. The Terps offense really hasn't been able to get anything going in the recent minutes. What do you think they have to do to kind of turn that around?
I think they may need to collaborate a bit more on the field. Morales has gotten the ball many times along with Kelsey Smith, Alyssa Abramson, but they seem to be working individually instead of together.
I agree. I think it's been a lot of just getting the ball to Morales and Smith and hoping they make something happen. And I think they kind of have to work it around the team more so that they can get something going.
Yes, the ball is definitely spending a lot more time near Maryland's goalkeeper rather than Michigan.
And now it is Maryland with the ball. Faith Lucky has it. We'll see if she can get anything going. Lucky now fires it up the field to intended towards McIntyre, but is unable to get it to her. Michigan takes it up the side now, and it is Jenna Lang. Jenna Lang takes it up the middle. Lang tries to get it to Irvine. Irvine has it in the box, but the kick fires off of the goalpost out of bounds. No damage done there for Michigan. But that was really the first chance for Elle Irvine so far. Now Maryland will have the ball, try to get some offense of their own, which they haven't really had in the past few minutes. They haven't really been able to work it past their own side of the field. Now Faith Lucky has it in goal, playing out to Abramson, and Michigan's doing a lot of pressing right now, trying to keep the ball on this side of the field and not allowing Maryland to get up. DiMartino has it. DiMartino gets it back to Kelsey Smith. Kelsey Smith tries to make something happen as she takes it up the left side with a burst of speed. Makes a man miss, looks to create something, passes it into the box, but is too far for Ava Mowry, and she's unable to find her striker in the box. But again, Kelsey Smith creating the offense there for the Terps.
It is clear that Smith's speed is not comparable to the rest of the offense out there right now because, again, she's up against 4 or 5 Michigan players standing alone in the Michigan box.
Yeah, and she really has done a great job of taking on this Michigan defense, and she's really done it almost all by herself so far, as they've offensive game plan so far has kind of just been to get it to Kelsey Smith and hope she can make something happen, but she has been able to get past Michigan defenders using her speed. Now Maryland will try to work it around, loses the ball, and it is attempted to play up to intended Ella Jablinski, but they're unable to find her, and the ball rolls out of bounds for a Terrapin throw-in. Turns Morales plays it up now to McIntyre. McIntyre looks to make something happen on her own, gives it to Raybone. Raybone tries to find somebody, plays it back down to Lenhard, and Lenhard gives it to Turns Morales. Out to Abramson now on the left side, and Abramson will dribble it up, kick it to DiMartino. DiMartino tries to make something happen, but is unable to, so she just gives it back to Abramson. And then Abramson fires it up, but it's taken away. Michigan now on the attack. Elle Irvine has it just above the box, looks for some offense, tries to get it to Jablinski, but Jablinski is unable to handle the pass. It hits off her hand for a handball and a free kick for Maryland. Maryland will take it up now. McIntyre crosses midfield, and tries to find someone on offense, but is unable to. So he just works it back to Morales, who slows it down, and the Terps will keep their conservative approach for now. Turning to Morales, looks to find someone, gets it to Mia Mitchell. Mitchell up the right side now with just over 21 minutes to go in this first half. Mitchell takes it up towards the middle of the field, plays it out to Kelsey Smith. Kelsey Smith tries to make something happen again, but two defenders converge on her and kick it out of bounds for a Maryland throw-in. Smith will throw it in now, preferably with a ball that isn't in the sand, as the old one rolls into, I believe, the track. So now Kelsey Smith will receive the throw-in, tries to make multiple Michigan players miss, and kicks it back out to Raybone. Raybone tries to get it to Kelsey Smith, but is again knocked out of bounds. They've really been keeping Maryland on the sidelines here, not allowing them to get towards the middle.
Yes, they have, and you can see that a lot of Maryland offenders are hesitating with the ball and sending it right to Kelsey Smith at the first chance that they get.
Yeah, and you want to get Smith in more open space than just right at the sideline. So we'll see if they're able to do that. They try to find Raybone, but again, unable to, and the ball is kicked up. But Turns Morales is able to corral it and play it out to Mia Mitchell. Mitchell now tries to find someone, gets it to Kelsey Smith, who turns towards the middle of the field, fires a shot in on Homan, but is saved. And that was first shot of the game there for Kelsey Smith, I believe. But Homan is able to corral it. Nice save there for Homan. That was her second of the game. So, and she'll now play it out and up the field. El Irvine tries to head it, but Turns Morales wins that battle, keeps possession for the Terps. Lenhard plays it across the field, and it bounces off the head of Anaya League there. And after it is fired away, DiMartino corrals it on the Terps' own side of the field. Played all the way out to Mia Mitchell, who will take it up about right center field. McIntyre turns towards the sideline, is unable to get past her defender, and then plays it back to Turns Morales in deep center back position. Morales swings it across the field again to Abramson, who is able to get it to Ava Morales. We'll see if Morales can get something going. Gives it to DiMartino. DiMartino takes it up the left side now. Two defenders converge, so she plays it out to Kelsey Smith. Kelsey Smith tries to make a man miss, is unable to, and the Wolverine defenders have done a good job of staying home on these Terps attackers. DiMartino again plays it out to Kelsey Smith. Smith tries to make a Wolverine miss again, fires the ball into the box, but is unable to. Abramson now has it, and it is kicked up towards Ava Morales, but it's unable to. And shot is fired by Lenhard, but it goes out of play. A lot of hectic offense here for the Terps so far.
There's a lot of hectic offense. They are not working as smoothly as the defenders are. The three defenders near the goal are working much more cohesively together.
Yeah, and for the Terps on offense, it seems like they're kind of just trying to create as much chaos in front of the net as possible and hoping something good will come of it at some point. Now, Michigan will play it upfield. Michigan has not done a great job late in the last couple minutes of maintaining possession, and Maryland has been able to try to create some offense based on it. The throw-in now, after some dispute, see who the ref gives it to, and they will give it to Maryland, and Mia Mitchell will throw it in.
She has had her foot on the ball many times. Despite being redshirted in 2023 due to an injury, she has come back stronger than before.
Yeah, Mitchell is a big part of their defense and their transition working it up the field. Speaking of, DiMartino up the field now on the left side. Finds Mowry. Mowry loses it on her own foot a little bit and takes it back out to Kelsey Smith. Kelsey Smith makes it look something happen, gives it to McIntyre. McIntyre finds Mia Mitchell. Mitchell plays it in to, that is Taryn Raybone, and Raybone is unable to keep the ball and it rolls out of bounds for a Michigan goal kick. Michigan it'll be home and again on the goal kick. We'll see if she can get anything going off of it. Now, she will likely send it up the field. We'll see what they can get going as she does fire it up the field. And it is headed up in the air by Morales, and Kelsey Smith is able to maintain it and dribble away from two Michigan defenders. Finds Lenhard. Lenhard now tries to play it upfield, but is taken away by Ella Fife. Fife plays it out to Jewel, but Jewel gets it back to Fife. Now to Anaya League, gives it back to Fife, plays it back to Jewel, and Jewel looked to take it up the left side. Michigan now going with a real conservative approach from their defenders. Jewel now up the left side, plays it up the field, and is out of bounds. Maryland will have another throw in here as the pass to Jenna Lang could not find his target and rolled out of bounds. Raybone tries to corral it, but Lang is right there to maintain possession for the Wolverines. Now Anaya League has it just about at midfield, dribbles it up, looking for some options, and is taken away by Ava Morales. Morales at first looks to push, but then pulls it back, finds DiMartino, and Maryland will get a throw in after it is kicked out of bounds. DiMartino will take the throw. We'll see who she can get it to. Plays it into Abramson. Abramson gives it back to Turnage Morales. We'll see what they can get going. It is fired up the field, and it is again out of bounds.
The game has slowed down slightly in the last few minutes with the ball falling out of bounds, becoming a bit repetitive.
Yeah.
And there's not been much action from either team.
Yeah, neither offense is really getting any sustained attack going. Kelsey Smith will try to do just that, but is unable to. And the ball is taken away. Michigan now, a little bit of a fast break, trying to work it up the field, but that was Ella Sims, the defender, just got outran by it was Abramson who outran her, took the ball, gives it back to Maryland, and now Mia Mitchell has it again. McIntyre plays it back to Turnage Morales, and the Terps will look to reset with 13 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this first half. We'll see if they can get anything going. Ball is fired up towards Kelsey Smith, but it goes past her, and Michigan is able to corral the ball, and they will play it back. Now, that is Lily Bosley now, but nothing's able to come of it, and they play it back to the goalkeeper, who gives it out to Lang on the left side. Lang tries to work it up, but gets it to Mia Mitchell. Mia Mitchell finds Lenhard. Now Lenhard will look to make something happen on her own. Plays it back to Mitchell. Terps have really struggled to create offense when Kelsey Smith isn't the one with the ball.
Yes, they are, and they are immediately sending it to her. If not, she's clearly the fastest player on the offensive line right now, but her other teammates aren't necessarily helping her keep that ball on the right side of the field.
Yeah, Michigan now again taking up the left side. It's Lang. Lang will try to make something happen. Takes on McIntyre, but is unable to. McIntyre kicks it out of bounds for a Michigan corner kick. That's their third of the game. And the first two came with relatively little threat as Faith Lucky was able to corral both of them. We'll see if Michigan's able to do something here on this third. 12 minutes to go in this first half here between Michigan and Maryland. 1-0 is the score, as Michigan was able to score their first goal with under 3 minutes into the game. Michigan will play it low now, and then fire in the box later is headed away. Lisa McIntyre corrals it, takes it up the middle of the field, and then just fires it away, giving it back to Michigan. Michigan plays it up to L. Irvine. Irvine on the right side tries to make something happen, but is unable to. And the ball is corralled by Faith Lucky after the shot by Abby Zuga was unable to get past her. Faith Lucky has made a couple saves so far in this game, none too high degree of difficulty, but she's been doing what the Terps need her to do so far. We'll see if she can fire it up here, and she kicks it past all the Terps' offensive players, and it rolls harmlessly out of bounds for a Wolverine throw-in. It'll be Jewel on the throw-in. Jewel tries to play it to Sarah Lang, but the ball is out of bounds again. It looks like Maryland's going to get a throw-in now. It'll be Raybone on the throw. Mitchell is asking for it, but Lenhard gets it. Back to Raybone. Popped up to McIntyre. McIntyre, the ball finds Eva Mowry, but no, Mowry loses it and is taken away by Anaya Teague. Or Anaya League, sorry. Anaya League now hands it off. And it is played inside to Lily Bosley. Bosley tries to take it to the middle, and Lang takes it, and Jenna Lang fires it towards the goal. And Faith Lucky is able to corral it for Maryland. Now Turns Morales has it, plays it outside to Mia Mitchell. We'll see if Mitchell can get something going. Fires it up the field, and Mowry is unable to get to it. McIntyre pressures Bosley there, but is unable to take the ball. And it is played back down to the Michigan defense. Bosley has it now. Plays it up the right side. Now taking it up the right side for Michigan that was, I believe, Callie Burrell. Now the ball is worked all the way to the left side where the Wolverines have liked to operate. Lang tries to find L. Irvine, but the ball deflects off Irvine's leg and out of harm's way, and Faith Lucky is able to corral it. We'll see if the Terps can get anything going. 9 minutes just over in this first half. Maryland down 1-0. Abramson tries to find something. Cross field to Raybone. Raybone gets it back to Mitchell. Mitchell will take it up now, up the right side. Gives it to Mowry, and Mowry plays it back to Lenhard. Lenhard now across to the left side of the field, and it is given to DiMartino. DiMartino takes it, looks to make something happen, plays it down to Kelsey Smith. Smith on the left side, plays to the middle, gives it to Morales. Morales fires, and it is out of bounds away from the goal. Not really able to get a solid kick there on that ball.
They were not. They had a close chance, but it does not look like they're going to be able to score a goal in this first half.
Yeah, they're running out of time here if they want to get an equalizer in the first half and not go into the second half with a deficit. But they do have a corner kick here, and again, that's something they haven't had a lot of this year. Last in the Big Ten in corner kicks per game, so maybe that's what their offense has been missing. As they send it up, is booted away. McIntyre corrals it, tries to find somebody in the box, is unable to, and is cleared out. Irvine tries to make a run on the ball, but Mia Mitchell is there and gets it back to McIntyre. McIntyre in the middle of the field, looking for options, gets it to Morales. Morales plays it to Abramson on the left side. Abramson tries to make something happen on her own, plays it up to DiMartino. DiMartino near the corner, gives it back to Abramson. Abramson at the line, gives it to Morales. Morales in the box. There's a group of Wolverines surrounding her, and she's unable to get a shot off as the Wolverine defense collapsed in on her when she got the ball near the box. That's kind of been the story of the game so far for Maryland. Every time they get the ball near scoring position, the Michigan defense collapses in on them and doesn't let them get anything.
Yeah, Michigan is very quick to protect their goalie and get that ball out of their box. And I'm interested to see if they're going to be keeping their goals up in the second half of the game.
Yeah, Michigan is a second-half team this year. They've scored 12 of their 17 goals in that second 45-minute period. So that's something, if you're Maryland, that's got to worry you a little bit, as you already have a 1-0 deficit. So we'll see if Maryland can kind of change that script there. Now the ball is played up the field, after it's headed about. Mia Mitchell gets it, and it is kicked out of bounds there. That was Jewel trying to fire it up the field, and it is out of bounds for another Mia Mitchell throw-in. Mitchell gets it back to Turnage Morales. Turnage Morales gets it right back to Mia Mitchell, and Mitchell plays it up to McIntyre. McIntyre now just dribbles out of bounds, not being able to find anyone, and Michigan's right back on the attack. Jewel looks to throw it in, surveys her offense, tries to find someone to get the ball into, and Lang comes short, but throws it up to Irvine, who's boxing out, and Irvine was able to find herself some space there. But after playing it back down to Lang, or to Jewel, sorry, it is played all the way down to Ella Fife. And now Fife works the ball around. It is played up the middle of the field to Irvine. Irvine tries to make something happen, is unable to, and is given to Turnage Morales, who's taking it up the left side. Not often do you see that from the center back, but the kick is fired off of the leg of Beanie Harsh, the midfielder for the Wolverines, and it is another Maryland throw-in, and another that will be taken by Mia Mitchell. Mitchell gets it to Lenhard on the throw, and Lenhard tries to get past the defender and plays it all the way back down to Turnage Morales, who just gives it off to Faith Lucky. Just over 5 minutes now remaining in this first half. Alyssa Abramson has the ball in Maryland's own territory on the left side, and the kick up is intended for Ava Morales, goes a little bit past her, and is taken away by the Wolverines. Michigan will try to make something happen of their own. Jewel is her pass is unable to find. I was again trying to find Beanie Harsh, but the pass is taken away. Lenhard has it now just below midfield and plays it to the side to Abramson. Abramson looks to make something happen as she crosses midfield and plays it up to DiMartino, but they were not on the same page, and it rolls out of bounds. Now, Michigan will get a throw in. Maryland's offense, they had a little bit of a stretch there of being able to create stuff, but they've kind of gone cold right now. What do you think happened?
I'm not sure. Maybe Michigan is successfully tiring out Maryland right now because the ball is definitely slowing down when it's in their possession.
Yeah.
And I think it's more so going out of bounds than creating plays on the field.
Yeah, and they tried to get it to, or they've been trying to get it to Kelsey Smith, but she's unable to get it past the multiple Wolverine defenders that have been converging in on her. Now, Mia Mitchell has it. Her pass is deflected, ends up near the Michigan box, and it is cleared out by the Wolverines defender, who's Jewel. Elle Irvine has the ball all on her own here with 4 Terp defenders in front of her. Plays it off to, that was Ella Sims. Ella Sims tries to play it to her own right winger, but is unable to find the intended target. Now, Michigan will get a throw in now, and is but they'll throw it in looking for Elle Irvine. Elle Irvine has it now. Irvine dumps it off, and the ball is kicked out of bounds, and Maryland will gain possession. 3 minutes now in this first half. 1-0 lead for the Wolverines. Maryland will try to have one more offensive burst here as they're running out of time in this first half to even the score. What do you think they have to do to get some offense going in these final minutes?
I think they definitely need to be ready up the field. The entire offensive line should be up there by the Michigan goalie so that they're ready to get the goal when it's passed up.
Yeah, and that's really been something they've struggled with so far this game, is when either Kelsey Smith or Lisa McIntyre or Ava Morales get the ball up into the box, there's been no one there to receive any of their passes, and they haven't really put any pressure on the Michigan goalie.
Yeah, it seems like they're not able to keep up with the ball. The other players are not able to keep up with some of the speed from specifically Smith.
Yeah, speaking of, Smith has it now, tries to take it up the middle of the field, plays it back down to Lenhard. Lenhard gives it off to Mia Mitchell, and Mia Mitchell will give it to Turnage Morales, who's standing on the M at midfield. Now Abramson. Abramson will play it up to McIntyre. McIntyre will try to make something happen. Takes it up the middle, and is approaching the box, looks for Taryn Raybone, but the pass is overshoots her, and Mia Mitchell tries to play the ball but is unable to as it deflects off or out of bounds. A minute 30 to go in this first half now. Michigan will have a throw in, and they're taking their time here. It'll be Jewel on the throw. See who she can get into. Fires it up the field, and she is looking for, or was looking for, Beanie Harsh. Harsh was unable to corral it, but Michigan maintains possession, as it is. Now Michigan takes up the field with Callie Burrell. Burrell, and is played back to Lily Bosley in midfield. Bosley gets it back to Jewel. 50 seconds now in the half. Jewel gives it to Lang. See if Lang can get something going. Plays it back down to Marsh, who gives it right back to Lang. Now back to the defender, Jewel. Jewel passes up the left side to Lang. Lang will try to cross it in the box, and it is over everyone's head. Faith Lucky went for a little bit of a punch there, but the ball sailed over and out of bounds. 25 seconds left to go in the half, and the Terps will slowly take their time. They seem content with just taking this into the half, no further damage. There's only 15 seconds left, and they will pass it out. DiMartino has it now. 10 seconds to go in the half, and the ball is headed out of bounds as we now run to the end of the first half here. Michigan has a 1-0 lead, and Maryland's offense has shown some burst, but really unable to put together a complete attack. What do you think they have to do differently in the second half if they want to get something going?
Their offensive line has definitely been showing great bursts, and the defensive line is very well thought out. You can tell with every pass they're considering their options, but I think they just need to be a little bit faster to get that ball down the field successfully and make sure they have some players open to get a shot on goal.
Yeah, and again, they have done an okay job keeping possession. A lot of times it's Mia Mitchell, McIntyre, and Kelsey Smith with the ball, and they really have to find ways to work it to some of the other players on the team and get goals that way. But we will be back for the second half, and as Michigan leads 1-0 through the first 45 minutes.
Hello, it is Kari McKenna alongside Noah Ghelli. We are back for the second half of the Maryland versus Michigan game. Again, the score is 0-1 with Michigan in the lead. It is 8:09 p.m. under the lights at College Park, and we are getting ready for our second kickoff with Michigan in possession. The ball gets sent straight back and to the left side of the field. It moves up, almost goes out of bounds, and gets sent back. Michigan already with strong passes this second half, and the ball has barely touched Terp's feet. Now on the right side of the field, moving up towards Maryland's goal already. However, it is intercepted by a Terp and sent back down, yet back in Michigan possession. A Terp slips on the field, and Michigan is back in possession with that ball in the center of the field now, near Maryland's goalie. There's a lot of action and heat already in the second half, with both teams ready to get possession. And the ball is in Maryland's box already with a shot on goal, and Michigan has scored their second goal of the evening.
That was a very interesting play there. They kind of sent it into the box, and it looked like Faith Lucky had the save, but it squeaked by her into the net, and now Michigan doubled their lead.
It was actually a similar fashion compared to their first goal, sent in from the same side. And, you know, I really thought Faith Lucky had it there, but it entered the net, and they are now 0-2.
And, again, just like the first half, it was very quick out of the break. Michigan scored 3 minutes into the first half, and just over 1 minute into the second half, it was Elle Irvine scoring her sixth goal of the game, giving her the sole lead for the Wolverines in that category.
They have come in heated, and the ball is already down near Maryland's box once again. However, it goes out of bounds.
Now, Maryland's offense is really going to have to get something going, playing down 2 goals. They have 43 minutes remaining, and they're going to have to get some offense quickly if they want to come back in this one.
Yes, they are. Hopefully they're coming back into the second half very energetic and ready to make some saves and have a bit of a stronger offensive line this half. But the ball is in Michigan's possession again on the far side of the field. It gets sent up. Both teams are using the sideline to their advantage throughout this game. And the ball is being dribbled up the field, entering into Maryland's box once again with another goal. Noah, were you able to see who scored that goal?
I believe that was, we'll see in a minute, but if it looked like that was Jenna Lang on that one. We'll wait for some confirmation with that. But again, a ball that kind of just squeezed past Faith Lucky. She looked to be there, but it got under her, and it was really interesting. Unlike the first 2 goals where they cross it into the box, that one was just a shot fired from just inside the box and giving Michigan a 3-0 lead now, scoring again very quickly into these halves. And to confirm, it was in fact Jenna Lang on with the score, and that is her second goal of the season so far.
Yes, the Wolverines have proven to be very, very quick on their feet, and Terps seem to be struggling to keep up, and they are proving true that the second half they are scoring more goals than the first.
Yeah, 12-5 right now, or now it is 6-14 for the Wolverines, and their splits from half to half for goals.
And they are maintaining possession and keeping the ball on their side of the field towards Faith Lucky. Kelsey Smith is attempting to get in, intercept the ball, but unfortunately it fell out of bounds. And Abramson is throwing that ball right back in, with Kelsey Smith receiving it and sending it up the field to Morales. The ball stays in Terps' possession, gets sent up the field, but is intercepted by a Wolverine.
Maryland's offense really hasn't been able to do anything so far in this half, and overall, Michigan has dominated coming out of the break.
They have not. They must be feeling the pressure after 2 very quick goals in less than 5 minutes of the second half. There have already been multiple falls by Terps on the field, but Michigan is holding strong and using some very fast footwork on the field, keeping the ball on the left sideline for a while now and keeping it in their possession. However, the ball just got sent out and is back in Terps' possession. Emily Leonard has the ball. And they're now making use of the right sideline. The ball is on Maryland's side of the field, but Kelsey Smith has the ball once again and is heading towards goal. But she has 2 Michigan defenders up against her with no other offensive Terps on her side to pass to. So the ball gets sent back down to Faith Lucky, luckily kicking it out of the box. Maryland, however, still has a strong defensive line, which is something that has not changed from the first quarter or half. Those 3 girls are still maintaining strong passes to each other and up the field. But the offensive line seems to be where the trouble is happening for Maryland.
Yeah, their offense just hasn't been able to get going, especially in the second half and really in the closing minutes of that first half. Other than some bursts from Kelsey Smith in the middle ranges of the first half, the Maryland offense has not shown much life in this game.
No, they have not. And the ball is now sent out of bounds with Michigan in possession. With that ball thrown straight in and passed back. And now back in the circle, nearing the box once again. However, it gets sent back to Faith Lucky and kicked right up the field.
Looks like there was a handball there called on, I believe that was Lisa McIntyre, so Michigan will take over again. And every time Maryland seems to try to work the ball up the field for some offense, Michigan able to take it right back.
Yes, they definitely seem to be struggling and folding under pressure a little bit, and I'm sure their goaltender is feeling the same way. They cannot seem to make it past that center point M on the Maryland field.
Yeah, they've just really struggled to keep the ball. You know, you got to wonder if it's a little bit playing down from such a big deficit. They're trying to force things, and they need to just let the game come to them. I know they're down 3 goals, but they're not going to be able to come back forcing stuff. You got to work the ball, try to get passes to Ava Morales and Kelsey Smith in space, and let something happen from there.
They definitely need to be taking their time with the ball a bit more and, you know, letting some more fluid passes occur instead of running into the play unprepared. It seems that Michigan is definitely using teamwork to their advantage and passes, but as we can see and as we've seen for the entire game, our offensive line for Maryland is more so standing alone.
Yeah, and to come back in this game, Maryland will have to do something they have not done since August 17th, which is score 3 or more goals in a game. So, tall task ahead for the Terps. We'll see if they can get going. They still do have time, though, to make it happen.
They do have time, despite it being a very small chance of occurring, but we will see in the next 37 minutes if they manage to score any goals.
Yeah, you can't try to score 3 goals at once. You got to get the first one on the board. So we'll see if they can get something going.
We'll see. There is some potential right now with Abramson throwing that ball back in, and they are on the side of the field they want to be on, with DiMartino passing that ball towards the center. However, it is met with Wolverine feet, and the ball makes its way back towards their side of the field.
Yeah, and for Maryland, the Terrapins offense has kind of been moving like a turtle so far in the second half. Very not able to get the ball towards the Michigan goalkeeper. And in the first half, they had some quick bursts. Not a lot of fast-paced play so far for the Terps in this second half.
No, they had many quick bursts, but even from Kelsey Smith, she has possession of the ball right now, but even her footwork is slowing down, likely from tiredness or just pressure from these two more goals.
Yeah, and the Michigan defense has really collapsed in on her every time she touches the ball. So she's had to work almost 3 times as hard to get what she was able to in the first half.
Right, right. And while she has proven to be a great player on Maryland's team, I think Michigan has learned in the first 45 minutes what they're up against, and they know how to combat Smith's style. However, the ball is back with Abramson and passed to Morales, getting sent back up the field, using the left sideline to their advantage, and Kelly Smith with 3 Michigan defenders on her. Very fast footwork and dribbling, however, she has no one to pass the ball to. Abramson back in possession, kicking the ball into the box. However, the Michigan goaltender has received it.
Again, Kelsey Smith trying to make stuff happen, but the Michigan defense just collapses in on her, forces her to get the ball away, and then when she does, not a lot of offense has been able to come from the surrounding pieces in this game.
No, there is not enough offense to work with her. But the ball has been sent back down the field. It's being passed back and forth from Michigan to Maryland's possession, but we have a Maryland player down. It looks like she's staying down.
Yeah, DiMartino fell down there. She was on the ground for a little bit. Didn't know whether she was going to stay down, but she seems to be somewhat okay right now.
Seems to be okay, but limping back up the field, and the ball is almost back in the box with Faith Lucky. However, Maryland is in possession, using some short passes to get the ball off their side and protect their goalie. But back in Michigan's hands, the 3 defensive linemen are using some short passes to get the ball controlled and back up the field. In the center of the field right now, Wolverines are passing back and forth to each other, making their way to the sideline to work that ball right back up the field alongside a Terp, remaining pace with the Wolverines. And they are now back in Maryland's box. However, it was headed out and attempted to kick back in, but intercepted.
Michigan has done a good job of controlling possession in the second half, kind of just holding on to that 3-goal lead, not letting Michigan get anything going, or Maryland get anything going.
Yes, they have, and it's clear that the Terps are now a bit threatened because while the Wolverines are doing some quick, short passes, Terps are not even considering approaching the ball. And right now, we just had a shot on goal, but Faith Lucky saved it. The ball has been dancing around the box and inside of it.
Yeah, a lot of pressure from the Michigan offense on the Maryland goal right now. A shot from Gabrielle Pritch towards Faith Lucky, but Lucky was able to make the save. Not a clean save, but she was able to come up with it in the end, though she has struggled a little bit with holding on to the ball so far in the second half.
She definitely struggled. I wasn't sure if that ball was going to go in or not, but she made that save, but I'm sure the Wolverines have lots of potential for a 4th goal this half.
Yeah, the Maryland defense really has to get control of the ball, stop the Michigan attack if you want to prevent that 4th goal and have your own first goal of the game to try to turn this thing around.
But it is not looking promising so far because Michigan has clearly gotten a second wind in the second half, and they have maintained possession and maintained the ball on their half of the field.
Yeah, second wind is right. They've really dominated these 14 minutes we've played in our second half so far.
It seems like Michigan's method is to tire out their opponent the first half of the game and then begin their scoring, since that seems to be their track record for this season. However, the ball is potentially making its way down to Maryland's side of the field with Kelsey Smith back in possession, and it is passed to DiMartino. Terps maintain possession, doing some short, quick passes. However, each one has a Michigan opponent on them, so the ball is not getting too far.
Yeah, Michigan done a good job of holding off the Terps' attack so far.
Michigan clearly came to win, and they are not going to be backing down for these last 30 minutes. Kelsey Smith is attempting, but she again has 3 Michigan defenders on her, and no Terps in sight when she's dribbling that ball. There was a shot on goal, but it went far over the goal. Did you see who made that attempted shot?
Yeah, I think that was DiMartino there on the header, but not really any of a threat for the Michigan goalkeeper there, as it went well over the crossbar.
No, it was not even close to making it in, but she seems to be taking a kick, likely sending it right down the field into the middle.
I think one of those kids playing at halftime could have prevented that one from going in the net. Not much of a threat there.
For sure, we had a halftime show of youth soccer, a youth soccer scrimmage. But the ball is back in Maryland's possession and is making its way towards the box. But Michigan has it.
Some of the Maryland fans wanted a handball there, but the rest did not agree with them.
They did not. Ball was intercepted and is back in Maryland's possession. Ava Morales has the ball right now. She sends it into the box, but it is received by a Wolverine and sent far out of bounds. And that is Maryland's ball to be thrown back in.
Under 30 minutes to go now, the Terps really have to push on offense.
Yes, they do. Their defense is still strong, passing the ball and getting it up the field. Now DiMartino has the ball, and she passes it quickly to Kelsey Smith. And there's a bit of pushing between her and her opponent, but Michigan is back in possession. A strong save from Michigan's goalie from a shot on goal, and another shot on goal by the Terps, but it does not touch the net.
Ava Morales really got a nice kick on that ball there. She turned around and fired from outside the box. I don't think really anyone was expecting her to shoot from there, but nice kick, got on the ball, diving stop there from Homan to keep the game 3-0.
Definitely not. These Terps are getting slightly heated. They've had a few more shots on goal now, so maybe if they keep that ball in their possession and keep shooting on goal, they could see a scoring in their future. But the ball gets sent back down past the center line and is in Michigan's possession with some strong passes down the right sideline. And the ball makes its way back up the field, nearing Maryland's box. However, it is intercepted by a Terp and passed down the field. But quickly, Michigan gained their possession right back. They are eager for this win, and you can see that they do not want a single goal scored.
Yeah, this game is a big one for Michigan's hopes to get into the Big Ten tournament. They're fighting their way in right now, and they play 2 of the lower teams in the conference, one of them being Maryland today. So if they need to take advantage of these next 2, and that's something they've been doing so far in this one.
It seems like they're going to be successful tonight in doing so.
It is looking that way as of now. It would take a lot for Maryland to fight back into this game.
Yes, it would, with only 27 minutes on the clock and the score being 0-3. It is not looking promising for the Maryland Terps. The ball is nearing its way to the Maryland box, but Terps defense is holding strong and made that ball out of the box. Now on the right sideline, they are making their way back up. It seems that every girl on the field has an opponent that is on their back at all times. Unless you are Kelsey Smith, who seems to have 3 or 4.
Yeah, a lot of Wolverines every time she touches the ball. Looking like a free kick now from Michigan, just in front of the corner area.
This could be their potential for a 4th goal of this game.
We'll see what they can get going. Haven't really done much on free kicks or corners so far in this game from either team.
Now is their chance. Maryland has all of their players in the box supporting Faith Lucky right now, waiting for that ball to be kicked. And it is sent out of the box and tapped right back in.
A little collision there. Seemed to be El Irvin and Faith Lucky. Lucky took a little bit of a fall there. They're checking on her now. Hopefully she's okay. Maryland will retain possession.
She has not yet stood up.
Yeah, we'll see how Faith Lucky is doing right now. The ref over there. I think she landed on her back a little bit.
Yes, there are quite a few Maryland players surrounding her, along with the ref. And she is still on the ground. Is not looking promising.
We'll take a little break as we wait for Faith Lucky to get checked on, and we'll be back momentarily for the final 25 minutes and 50 seconds of this matchup between Michigan and Maryland.
We are back. Faith Lucky is back on her feet, fortunately. She sent the ball right back out to her Maryland players. But this could be risky for Maryland for the rest of the game, since Lucky is clearly not up to par at the moment. She was on the ground for about 2 minutes.
Yeah, not 100% healthy right now, I don't think.
She's likely not feeling great, probably not too confident after those 2 goals scored in this half, and now even worse physically.
And it's a little cold out there. The ground is a little hard, so.
It is cold out there.
It's
I'm
cold
sure
in here, too.
Hand warmers. But she is holding herself up. I'm sure there's even more pressure added to Lucky right now with the ball remaining in her box and she's not feeling her best. And we'll see if Michigan takes advantage of that fall.
Yeah, Maryland not exactly letting her get a break right now, coming off of a little bit of an injury timeout right back at her. But she's able to make the play, so.
Yeah, absolutely zero break. But she's already saved a ball and she is punting it right across the field. So maybe she's doing better than we thought. But the ball gets sent. It is now nearing Michigan's box.
I think another handball got called.
We just called a handball. And Michigan has possession. Maryland just cannot keep that ball on the right side of the field for themselves. Center defender on Michigan is getting ready to send that ball down the field. Does so, sends it right into Maryland, close to Maryland's box, and it reaches another Wolverine. They have very, very strong passes that are not able to be. Oh! We have our 4th goal. I think that was headed into the goal.
Yeah, it seemed very, again, hectic there. For about, this is really for the 3rd goal of the half, all 3 kind of came the same way, where it almost looked like Maryland was able to make a play to stop the goal, but Michigan comes up with the goal anyway, and now it is 4-0 Wolverines with just under 24 minutes to go. This would be a little bit of a Herculean task right now for the Terps.
Yes, it would be, and I'm sure some of the older players on Maryland's team are being reminded of their 2023 game, their last match against Michigan right now, which ended in 0-4. But it looks like with still 23 minutes left, Michigan has potential of improving from their game 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago, Maryland took a 4-0 loss. They're staring one down the eyes right now. That was Gabrielle Pritch with the goal. So it wasn't long that Elle Irvine was alone at the leaderboards for Michigan goals, as Pritch has tied her at 4 or at 6 now. So they stay jointed on that note, and Maryland will look to get something going on offense of their own.
Yes, they've got that ball right up the right sideline, but Michigan is not backing down. They kicked that ball right back across the field, and it's likely that each goal is just fueling them even more, and they know at this point they're likely going to win this game.
Yeah, and again, like we said earlier, Michigan has been a second-half scoring team all year. That was no different so far today. 3 goals in the second half so far, and still 20 minutes remaining after only 1 goal in the first half. So they really did turn it on in these final minutes.
However, Maryland has just gotten a corner kick, and that will be taken shortly. We'll see if they can make anything of this kick. It is their 3rd of the game, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so.
However, it goes straight to, it was close to their goalkeeper, but it went straight to Michigan's feet and out of the box and out of bounds.
Yeah, the ball kind of ended up in a pile of both Michigan and Maryland players there.
Yes, it did, and it made its way right out. But now the ball is back by Kelsey Smith's feet. She passes it to the other side of the field. Kate Hawley attempts to make her way into the box. Gets sent to DiMartino. And Maryland makes their first goal of the game.
That was, I believe that was Smith there, Kelsey Smith, scoring her 5th goal of the season. A beautiful kick there, finding the upper right corner. Excellent shot there from Smith to get the Terps on the board.
Absolutely. Smith remains as one of the strongest players on Maryland's team. She scored the opening goal of the 3-0 win over Lehigh, starting off the 2025 season. So she has been the first goal and definitely not the last.
Yeah,
her.
And this is her 2nd goal in Big Ten play. She's already scored against Indiana in one of Maryland's 2 wins this year against conference opponents. That one you can see why. Took the ball right above the box, fired it. It curved into that top right corner, past Homan, who didn't really have a chance, giving the Terps their first goal of the game.
A very strong goal at that. We'll see if this affects Michigan's playing, if they feel slightly intimidated by that goal, and Maryland's first goal of quite a few games.
And Maryland had kind of been trying to get that going all game, the passes into Smith and get her to do something. That was really the first one where she just decided to take it herself and fire it towards the net, and it yielded some good results. So we'll see if they go back to it as they try to close in on this 3-goal deficit with 20 minutes to go.
It is possible. Maryland could still turn the tables. The ball is now back in their possession, is in Abramson's hands, and she passed it right back to their center defender. Some strong passes down the left sideline. Now back to DiMartino, who has 2 defenders on her, attempting to make the ball back into the box, but there are just too many defenders and not enough Terps helping her out. Morales passes the ball to her fellow defender, who passes it straight up the field. Maryland is already doing better than they were in the first few minutes of the second half, with the ball now remaining on their half of the field. Kelsey Smith brings it through the corner and attempts to pass it into the box, but it hits a Wolverine. Gets sent into the box by Abramson. A shot on goal is attempted, and was that Kelsey Smith again?
No, I think that was Ava Morales, actually. Smith was in there on the action, but the ball ended up at the feet of Morales, who fired it into the goal. for Maryland's second of the game. 2 goals in under 2 minutes here for the Terps as they cut the lead to 2, a lot of twos, with guess what, 20 minutes and 26 seconds left. So we'll see if Maryland can keep their offensive push going right now, as the vibes have kind of changed a little bit in the crowd.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. The crowd is going wild for their at-home Terps. I'm sure Maryland is gaining lots of confidence right now. Michigan is huddled up on their side of the field. I'm sure they're beginning to feel the pressure, and that ego that they had at the beginning of the second half, I'm sure, has dwindled just a little bit.
And of course, what would a Maryland goal be without some more random assortments of music playing over the crowd?
Maryland has quite the pregame playlist.
They do.
We were getting a kick out of it.
That is Morales' 5th goal of the season. And just like with Michigan, Smith was not able to separate herself on the top of the leaderboards for goals for the team for long, as Smith came right back down and tied it up. So a little bit of friendly competition there.
Yes, Smith and Morales are a strong pair for the Terps. For the very first game, 2025, over against Lehigh, Morales scored both of the other goals, and Smith scored the first. So they make a great offensive pair, and they seem to be really letting out their energy in these last 20 minutes. The ball goes out of bounds, but it is thrown back in by Alyssa Abramson. And it is still on Maryland's half of the field. Looking good for them, and Michigan seems to be slowing down just a little bit, despite still being in the lead. And the ball gets sent up, but is intercepted by a Wolverine.
Maryland has to try to keep the pressure on. That's how they got their 2 goals, was by really pressuring the Michigan defenders. So they have to keep that up in these final 19 minutes.
And they seem to. Their 2 goals seem to be allowing them to pick up speed again, just like they were in the first few minutes of the game. And Kelsey Smith is back with the ball, but has multiple defenders against her. And she hits the ground.
Yeah, taken down there by Anaya League. Maryland will get a free kick now.
Strongly taken down, but she makes it right back up, heading towards the center of the field to be wide open for Morales making that kick, who sends it right to Smith and dribbles it into the box. Has 2 defenders against her and not many open Terps to pass to. However, she makes it right back to McIntyre. The ball only had a few seconds in the box until it was kicked right back out, now on Michigan's side of the field.
Yeah, Maryland tried to find a header there, but ball sailed over DiMartino, and it was cleared out by the Michigan defense.
Yes, it was. They sent that ball so far that it reached Faith Lucky. However, there's a quick turnaround once again. You can tell both teams are very, very eager to likely score another goal.
Yeah, Michigan now can't really sit back and hold on to the ball like they had been trying to do. Only holding a 2-goal lead right now. They have to try to get some insurance goals. So they will push a little bit on offense in these final 17 minutes.
Yes, they definitely need to. It looks like in the first little bit of the second half, they were getting a bit too confident, because the ball is now remaining on Maryland's half of the field. They are not letting up. However, the ball reaches Michigan defensive possession, and it is dribbled up the left sideline, passed up the field. However, Maryland is not backing down. The ball reaches the center of the field. Michigan is in possession, but every Maryland player seems to be on top of a girl at all times.
Yeah, Maryland has really locked in on defense after the energy those 2 goals have given them, trying to turn defense into offense here.
For sure. Their passes are getting stronger, but there's not necessarily any time where either team is wide open because they're both on top of it at this point. Because truly anything could happen in the next 16 minutes. It is 2-4. The ball made its way back to Michigan's box, but their goalie kicked it right back out to the center of the field, with Michigan dribbling it down the field, but many Maryland defenders are up against her.
I feel like I have to mention the fact that there's a group of kids in the Maryland side that have been jumping up and down for, I believe, about 15 minutes straight now since those 2 goals have happened. So the support is coming right now from the Maryland home side.
I was getting a little bit distracted by that, but they are very excited. I'm not sure how Maryland would react if they won this game and truly turned it around, because the crowd is already so excited right now.
Nice play there by DiMartino to knock the ball out of bounds. Michigan has really struggled on these corner kicks and free kicks so far.
Yes, they have.
They have another chance here.
Yeah, I was fully expecting at least 1 goal to come from either Michigan or Maryland's corner kicks, but it just has not occurred. But they have another chance right now as they're gearing up to kick that ball right into the box. And it sails up into the box. And Michigan shoots on goal, but it hits the top post of the goal and bounces right back.
Good break there for Maryland. That was a nice shot by the Wolverines. Just could not get it down enough to keep it in the net.
A very nice shot, likely inches away from being their 5th goal, but not quite yet for the second half. However, they are keeping the ball on their half of the field, dribbling it into the center, passing it back to the center defense. We'll see if she can kick that out of bounds, unfortunately. With, it looks like, Abramson getting ready to send that ball back in.
Closing in on 13.5 minutes to go. Maryland's offense needs to get going a little bit.
Yes, they do. They were on a streak for just about 2 minutes there, but the ball is back near Faith Lucky, and she is likely feeling that pressure all over again.
Michigan now has taken a little bit control back in this game. The Wolverines have done a great job on offense in these last couple minutes, keeping the ball on the Maryland side of the field.
Yes, they have. I don't know what Michigan huddled up and had a pep talk about, but they are back on their
Someone
A-game.
said something smart in there.
And they are getting that ball right back to Maryland's box for some more shots on goal. They maintain possession despite the ball going in and out of the box. And they are using the sidelines to their advantage. With yet another shot which went right of the goal, veered a little bit too far right. And Faith Lucky is getting ready to, looks like, punt that ball.
Number 2, Ava Morales.
Kelsey Smith gained possession of the ball, but fell again.
Another foul called. Foul is actually one of the stats that Maryland is first in the Big Ten.
Wow.
So they have that and red cards. So
Wow.
there's
Quite the standing Maryland has. Kelsey Smith has had quite a few falls, and it looks like the Wolverines are targeting her a little bit with those. But Maryland has just scored their 3rd goal.
Kelsey Smith fired the ball from way outside the box. It deflected off the Michigan goalkeeper. She tried to hold on to it, and it was kicked in. It was a lot of bodies in that box. It was hard to tell who scored.
Yeah,
so
you're going to have to confirm that
yeah,
for me, Noah.
it seemed to be it was Gemma Devetian on the goal.
Really?
And
that is a new name for me.
yeah,
this
she
evening.
subbed into the game and making an instant impact. That's her 3rd goal of the year for the redshirt freshman. So Maryland, all of a sudden, with 11 minutes and 40 seconds left, only down 1 goal.
Yeah, they could totally turn this around, and we have the kids in the stands cheering
They
once again.
are fired up right now.
They are very excited. But a very impressive goal from Gemma. For women's soccer, she is ranked as number 58 nationally and the number 6 player in the Midwest region.
Again, one of the highly touted recruits that they've kind of brought in to this young team that's still developing, but you can see there the flashes that they show for the future.
For sure. I imagine they are leading the rest of the team very nicely. And we'll see what they are capable of for the next 11 minutes of this game. I'm sure Michigan is feeling the pressure now. They are not used to Maryland scoring any goals against them.
Yeah, this is the most goals Maryland have scored, like I said, since August 17th against St. Francis, where they scored 5. And they have not scored more than 2 in any game since then until now.
A lovely new record, especially against Michigan. Kelsey Smith with the ball once again. Attempted to make her way back into the box, but she had 4 defenders against her and no Terps that could speed with her.
Maryland's offense putting the pressure on a little bit now.
Absolutely.
Turning the heat up, and Michigan needs to find a way to hold them down because all the momentum is with the Terps right now.
I truly don't know how this game will end. The ball is back in Abramson's hands, and it's making its way towards the box. A shot on goal just slightly too high up. It went over the goal.
Yeah, Ava Morales there taking that one. And again, outside the box, but that's kind of what Maryland's been able to do in the second half. They're not trying to find the perfect shot. They're just taking what comes to them, and it's resulted in 3 goals so far in this second half.
Truly an incredible turnaround from the Terps. I'm sure no matter what the scoreboard looks like at the end of the night, they will be proud of this turnaround.
Yeah, they were down 4-0, and now just the fact that there's a little bit of energy at all is saying a lot.
Absolutely. Michigan is clearly still putting in their best effort, currently with possession. The defenders still having some very strong passes. Pass the ball right into the box. However, Faith Lucky grabbed that right up.
Michigan is almost in damage control right now, trying to hang on to this lead.
Absolutely.
It's slipping away from them almost in front of their eyes, and they're going to have to find ways to keep that 1-goal lead there. Something that they probably didn't expect themselves to be in this position just a short couple minutes ago when they were up 4-0.
They absolutely did not expect this. I'm sure this was a very big change, especially against Maryland. I'm sure they were anticipating a great win, and you could tell they were very, very confident just a short 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, now with under 9 minutes to go now, Maryland does still need another goal if they want to tie this game up. So we'll see if they can get that done, but the momentum is definitely on the Terp side right now.
Absolutely. The ball has been on Michigan's half of the field slightly, but I think Maryland has the potential to bring it right back up to their goalie. And I would predict Kelsey Smith with another shot on goal.
Yeah, that's probably who they're going to want to find if they're going to tie this game up. Kelsey Smith has been creating almost all the offense in this game.
Since Michigan knows that, however, there are even more defenders on her at all times.
Yeah.
But the ball gets sent back up into the box, but is saved by Michigan's goalie.
Yeah, long ball there sent. Both, it was Kate Hawley and Gemma Devetian trying to make a play on that ball, but they were not able to come up with it.
Michigan's goalie seems to be taking her time a little bit. But I would be doing the exact same thing if I was a Wolverine and the score was 3-4 with 7 minutes left.
Now, if you're Maryland, I know the energy is high, but you can't get too frantic, or Michigan will be able to exploit that. That's what the Wolverines want, and that's something that they're going to try to do. If you are Michigan, you have to try to maintain the ball, not let these energized Terps have their way with your defense.
Absolutely. I think if Maryland is able to maintain their speed and control of the ball for the next few minutes, they could easily put this game into overtime.
Yeah, and if you're Maryland, you want to try to tie it up. A tie still gives you 1 point. So for the Big Ten standings, if they are trying to make a late season push, that 1 point for a tie will it is worth noting, especially in a game where it seemed like it was such a lost cause.
Absolutely. And that 1 point would surely be better than nothing for Maryland. And no matter what, a big change from their previous record against Michigan for the past decade.
Yeah, their last meeting, again, as we mentioned, 4-0 loss. Kind of seemed like we were headed that way earlier, but not anymore. The Terps have fought right back. And with just over 6.5 minutes, will they be able to get that final push that they need to tie this game up?
There is surely potential, but Michigan is not going to go down without a fight. Kelsey Smith was just right outside of the box with the ball in her possession, but was knocked down with no penalty to Michigan.
Michigan goalkeeper Sophie Homan has been one of their better players and is a team captain, but she struggled a little bit to hang onto the ball. You got to wonder if it's the cold conditions. Her hands might be a little frozen right now and not able to get a good catch on the ball because it slipped away from her a couple times, leading to some of the Maryland goals.
I know my hands would be too cold
Yeah.
to handle that ball.
The ball is probably hard as a rock right now as well. So.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It is the in the mid-40s right now, Fahrenheit, here in College Park, Maryland.
Someone on the Michigan sideline needs to find a way to get Sophie Homan some hand warmers or something, or a heat lamp. I don't know. But they're going to need something if they want to hold on to this 1-goal lead.
Maybe a quick swig of hot chocolate from the concession stand.
Weather permitting, hot chocolate. But maybe her water bottle has some tea in it or something. They're going to need it.
I would hope so. She'll need a thermos to keep it hot. But back to the game. Maryland has possession and is making it down the sideline on the right side. And a Wolverine was just knocked down. She actually rolled across the ground, and Michigan has gained possession because
Under
of that.
5 minutes to go now. Maryland running out of time to get that final burst that they need. It's going to have to come soon, and you have to imagine it's going to come, if it does happen, from the foot of Kelsey Smith in some way or another.
Absolutely. Whether it's a pass, an assist, or the goal itself, Kelsey Smith will be involved, and she has played all 90 minutes of this game. Michigan just made a shot on goal against Faith Lucky, but it went a little too high once again. That seems to be a persistent problem.
Yeah, that was
in the
Callie
second half.
Burrell for the Wolverines. A one-on-one opportunity there, but she sailed it over the net. A little bit of a wasted chance there. That would have put the game away for the Wolverines.
Absolutely.
Still some life, though, for the Terrapins as they try to get that one final goal to secure the 4-0 comeback.
Yeah, that could have taken a lot of weight off their shoulders for these last 4 minutes. But the ball has been knocked out of play by Michigan. Maryland is back in possession with Abramson throwing that ball up the field. Passed right to the middle to a defender who passes it straight up. But it is headed by Michigan. It is now on Maryland's side of the field, though. We'll see if they can keep it up there and make their way to the box.
What do you think Maryland's going to have to do to get that fourth goal to tie this one up here as we close in on 3 minutes to go in this game?
It is going to be really tough, Noah, especially because the ball right now is nearing Maryland's box once again. But I think they absolutely need all hands on deck and need to be sprinting to their fullest for the last 3 minutes.
And Michigan is really trying to take as much time off the clock as possible. So Maryland's going to have to hang on to possession because anytime they don't have it, it's going to be tough to take it from the Wolverines, who really focus on maintaining that possession. So the Terps got to push here.
For sure. Michigan is taking their time with that ball, and there are definitely more fouls in the second half because I imagine both teams are getting a little bit tired of each other. But Kelsey Smith has that ball by her feet once again, passes it to DiMartino. We'll see if either of them can make their way into the box. Probably about 10 yards away from it right now. But a hard hit sends it to the other side of the field, to the center defender on Maryland's team. And it is now with Abramson, who passes it right up the field, right outside the box. Maryland shoots again, but it is far too high to make it into the correct net.
That was Gemma Devetian again. She tried to make her second goal of the game, but she shot it over the crossbar. She had a nice chance there after a long pass, unable to capitalize, and we stay at 4-3.
And I just know the crowd would have gone wild if she happened to make it in. There's a lot of volume just from that shot on goal. And I'm not seeing any kids jumping right now, but if we could make a goal happen in the next minute and 34 seconds.
It might be like an earthquake over there. I don't know. But
for sure. Between the music, the strobe lights that College Park puts on for their Terps, and the kids jumping, it is quite the scene here on Maryland.
Michigan
Terps.
still holds their 1-goal lead as we close in on a minute to go. Maryland really does have to push quickly.
Yes, they do. It's not looking too good since the ball is on their side of the field in the corner.
Michigan looking to kill time here, just holding it in the corner, trying to keep it away from the Maryland defenders.
Absolutely, with only 50 seconds remaining. The ball is in Michigan's hands, and for their sake, hopefully it stays that way for the remainder of the game.
Yeah. I think they have a corner kick now, and with 45 seconds to go, Maryland is running out of time here to get that 4th goal for the tie.
Yes, it looks like it's going to be a Michigan victory once again. But they are kicking that ball now, keeping it in the corner to kill time.
Yeah, closing in on 30 seconds now. They've really just kept it in that corner, trying to keep it away from the Terps, not giving them any chance.
And they are playing the same game again.
It's a little bit of keep
from
away here.
Another quarter kick, playing with that ball right in the corner.
Maryland does get possession
Almost
back,
comical.
though.
They throw the ball into the center and kick it right up the field. However, I think they're going to need a lot more power than that with only 5 seconds left.
Yeah, and time is going to run out on the Terps. Valiant effort on the comeback, but they fall short, taking a 4-3 defeat to the Michigan Wolverines. The Terps' 5-game losing streak extends now to 6. They fall to 6-10 on the year, while for Michigan, a win puts them to 6-7-3 on the season and 3-3-3 in conference play. Maryland rather, down to 2-7 in conference play, 6 straight losses. But what do you think went wrong in that final few minutes for the Terrapins?
You know, it's very unfortunate for Maryland's rankings. However, they did just score 3 goals, which has not been done in weeks during any of their games, which is very, very impressive.
Yeah, and you have to note the quality of opponent difference between St. Francis and Lehigh were 2 other high-scoring games compared to this. I got to say, this probably was their best offensive performance of the season. So
absolutely.
Strides are being made for this young team, but they were not able to put it all together to come back 4-0 is a deep hole to climb out of. And while they came close, they were not able to get it done in the end. And that will do it for us here on WMUC Sports. I'm Noah Ghelli here with Kari McKenna, and we thank you all for listening, and have a good rest of your night here from WMUC Sports.